Cześć i witam wam ponownie na moim kanale. My name is Jamie, and in today's video we're going to be looking a little bit more at ChatGPT, or as the French say, ChatGPT. Today we're going to be looking at ChatGPT because I did a little video before, all in Spanish, and I didn't really fully explore, I guess, the capabilities of ChatGPT when it comes to learning a language. I was just messing around with it, of course, because it was like day one of when I discovered ChatGPT was really like released to the public and everything. I didn't really know its full capabilities, and I probably still don't now, but at least I use it a little bit more every now and then to see what it can produce, and it's quite amazing and surprising at the same time what it can produce. And in terms of language learning, it can, I think, be a really useful tool. So I wanted to basically do a little bit on video today, just showing you some ideas what you could do on ChatGPT in order to try and learn a language via an AI system. I recently did a video as well on like 3 ways to learn a language. This could be resource number 12, which was included on the video, learn a language through ChatGPT. Hi, what do we want to do first? Okay, so I'm learning Polish. Give me 10 random but useful lesser known Polish, what should we go for, adjectives? So it's writing out 10 random but useful lesser known Polish adjectives. And the reason I asked for that is because otherwise you ask for like 10 adjectives, it's going to give you like the ones that are in the top 10, you know, for example. So you got to be a little bit more specific if you want something a little bit more out there. Now you can say, now write me a story in Polish using the 10 adjectives that you just supplied to me. And then it will hopefully do as I ask and write an entire story. I've done this a couple times already, and what I do from here is basically copy and paste the story, import it into Link, but I haven't yet fully like studied one of these stories in Link. I've only imported them so far just to have them there for when I want to study them in the future. So I don't know if these stories are like really that engaging. So if you know Polish, let me know your thoughts on the story that it's creating right now in the comment section of this video down below. It'd be interesting to see what anyone says about this. I don't think it's going to be the most like engaging story by far, but of course if we can see a list of words like this, then it's so much more easier to remember and to like recall these words and have them in our long-term memory if we have them again and again in sentences. And so if you have them written in a story like this, you can read the story and you can see these words in sentences. Maybe they'll be in slightly different forms because obviously cases and all that, and so you can see them in a different form, and so you can see them in, you know, not only their like this form, like their normal form, I guess the, what is it, the mianownik, is that the word, mianownik? Because I forget the English word for it, like that case. Or you could see them in, you know, like their changed form in maybe one of the other cases. So this is our story right here. You can basically see it's like a couple paragraphs long, which is a decently short story. The story's not ridiculously long, so if you go to study it, it's not going to take you like hours and hours to study. You can even just look at this and go, okay, let's just read the first paragraph, and then we can come back to it later and then do a second paragraph, whatever. Obviously you can do as you wish. You can even press regenerate response and get like a second response if you wish to, but I'm quite happy with that story right there. Give me 10 adverbs in Polish which are uncommon but used by natives on a daily basis. So right here we've got 10 adverbs that are being generated for us, and we could do the exact same if we wanted to. We could say, write me a short story using these particular words that you've just given us. I will say I asked for uncommon but used by natives every day, and like I would argue that oczywiście is pretty common. Actually a couple of these are quite common that I see them, because I know probably about 5 of these, but still it's a good little basis. They're not like the super simple adverbs, I guess. Some of these maybe I just know because I read a lot in Polish. Okay, so I'm asking it right now, give me 10 adjectives in Polish, each with 3 synonyms. I want to see how it deals with this and what it responds with. So it's happy to do so, certainly. Let's do this. And yeah, as you can see there, it's already generating the words with the synonyms along as well. You can see it's given us like the typical piękny, smaczny, shipkir. Then it's also given us words which are less common, but obviously when you're learning synonyms in a language, these might be useful. Now I'll do it in Spanish as well to show you that it's not just Polish or whatever. Give me 10 adjectives in Spanish, each with 3 synonyms. See, some of these are actually really useful because I'm looking at some of these like, oh, I always do say divertido. Maybe I can say cómico or gracioso more often than just saying divertido all the time, And it's the same with like a few of these. Like I always say the first one in the line here when I don't use like any of the 3 that come after it or really any other synonyms from. So synonyms are very important. Here on ChatGPT you can just get your synonyms straight away. Asking it now to give me just a bunch of synonyms for uncommon adjectives that are used on a daily basis in Spanish. I just want to see what it generates, whether it generates basically the same as it does up here, or whether it gives me a different bunch of adjectives. So interestingly, it's giving me these adjectives here. I have no idea what cloying is, but these are words that, for the most part, I don't think I've really seen. Let's see what ChatGPT splurs out with this. Not quite what I was expecting, because I did want an example sentence of like every single one of these synonyms, and it's just giving me 1 per line. So I'm going to ask instead to give me a list of synonyms for popular Spanish adjectives, see what it comes back with. Hopefully it'll give me it in a list form, and then hopefully it will understand the command a little bit better, but we'll see what it gives us. Still didn't work how I wanted it to, so instead I've just literally listed a few words here and then see what it gives us here. Hopefully it will give us an example sentence of these random words we've just thrown in there. But as you can see up here as well, it's given us like some of the most common Spanish adjectives here, and then it's given us some lesser known words, but still words that I think I know most of them. If you're learning Spanish and you're like more of a beginner, you may not understand or have never seen most of these words here. For each one of these 7 words I just asked it to give me a sentence for, there's a sentence for each one. ChatGPT seems to be able to speak literally any language that I throw at it. So if I ask it to, can you speak Thana, which is a language which I discovered, or the name of the language, or the script that I discovered the other day in my video where I was talking about scripts and can you guess the language script. Thana is the language they speak in the Maldives, or at least the language script that they speak in the Maldives. So ask, can you write to me in Thana, because it was being too literal there. He knows what I wanted. You can literally see it in front of you being written in the Thana script. And you could literally do this in like any language. I haven't yet found a language where it's like, oh sorry, I don't know that one. So let's ask it, how do you know so many languages? Basically, it has a vast amount of text data in various languages from all of these different websites across the years on the internet. I've been trained on millions of documents, books, articles, and other sources. So yeah, he's able to speak really any language. He's able to give you synonyms in any language that you are learning or are trying to learn. And also it could work with so many different things. It doesn't have to just be synonyms or top 10 adjectives. For example, can you fix any potential mistakes in the following sentence? Cześć, witam wam ponownie na moim kanale. It's a Polish sentence. It will pick up that it's a Polish sentence and it will tell me any potential mistakes that I've made. It will be spelling mistakes as well as grammatical mistakes. Looks mostly correct, but there is one minor issue. The word wam, it's a formal way of addressing someone, and it means to you all or to y'all. If you want to address your audience in a more informal way, you should use the word was instead, which means to you. So the corrected sentence would then be Cześć, witam was ponownie na moim kanale. If you're watching this, Sylvia, at this point, or any other person who speaks Polish in my audience, let me know what would be more natural as a Polish YouTuber. Would they say Cześć, witam was or witam wam? Because I've just been saying witam wam ponownie because I saw it on a YouTube channel that I was watching, and so I basically copied their like intro and I simplified it because their intro was a little bit longer. Okay, so I've asked it to explain to me the slang word szybkowa, which comes from the original word which means or refers to a pressure cooker, as ChatGPT has told me. And basically it has told me in short that szybkowa refers to a person who's always in a hurry, and it can sometimes have a negative connotation, and it's because that person's under pressure, just like the food in the szybkowa or the pressure cooker. So obviously you can read that and it gives you a bit of an explanation as to why this word is used in that slang way. I'm going to ask it right now, can you explain to me what the French slang term "simer wesh" means, and see if it understands "simer wesh," because it is a very slangy I guess phrase or something that like younger kids say to say thanks yo or something along those lines. It derives from the phrase "simer le wesh." Really? I didn't even know that. "Simer le wesh," and is used as a way to express gratitude, admiration. The word "simer" comes from the verlan, which is type of French slang from the word mercy, which is correct. But it's been reversed to create a new slang word, which again is true. The word wesh is also a slang and is used in a way to addressing someone similar to hey or yo in English. So thanks yo. It is often used amongst young people in urban settings and is considered a friendly and casual expression of appreciation. Well, at least I know it's now a friendly expression, because I wasn't sure. I thought maybe it was quite a rude, like young way of saying thanks, actually. If you're even interested in slang words and that kind of thing, you can literally ask it slang words and it will give you said words if you're after that kind of thing. Give me 10 Spanish phraseological units and the English translations. It's generating for me 10 Spanish phraseological units. If you don't know what one of those are, then basically they're like a little phrase which means something completely different, sort of like two birds, one stone, where each individual word would mean something different to like the entire meaning of that one little phrase. And yeah, as you can see here, I don't know what the first one means. I don't know what "don't look a gift horse in the mouth" means, but you know, to hit the nail on the head in Spanish is "da en el clavo," and then you can see all of these other ones there as well. So you can even ask it to give you phraseological units as well, so you can chuck some phrases in your speech if you'd like to, and you know, you can ask it give me some useful ones, some popular ones, etc., and it will give you slightly different variation of what it's just given me here. That's going to be everything for today's video, so thank you so much for watching. Dziękuję wam bardzo za oglądanie. Życzę wam miłego dnia i do zobaczenia. Pa pa!